1 month has passed since the end of the last scene. It is now the evening of the Ides of March, the evening before the Ides of March, and a storm unlike anyone has ever seen is raging in Rome. Fire drops from the skies, bodies spontaneously combust, lions are roaming the capital, even a night owl is seen shrieking in the middle of the day. Casca enters with his sword drawn because he's afraid. It's all pretty creepy. Shakespeare, like many other writers, uses storms to create a mood of darkness and foreboding, but here he takes that image one step further. The turmoil of the heavens is directly representative of the turmoil present in the state and the minds of men. The raging storm, coupled with the eerie sights that Casca describes, are signs of disharmony in heaven and on earth. These signs and these omens, by their very nature, are meant to be interpreted, and the misinterpretation and manipulation of signs and omens become important thematic issues in Julius Caesar. The ambiguities in the present in the people and in the events of the play are even underscored when Cicero points out to Casca that men may construe things after their fashion, clean from the purpose of the things themselves, end quote. Casca's dismayed by the storm, and he suggests that there's either civil strife in heaven, or perhaps the gods are angry at the deeds of men. He fears that the gods do not approve of what the conspirators are planning to do. Now, Cassius in a little while will imply that maybe the gods are angry at Caesar's tyranny, but either way, they're all interpreting these as kind of dangerous omens.
Good evening, Casca. Brought you Caesar home? Why are you breathless? Why stare you so?
Aren't you moved when all the sway of earth shakes like a thing unfirm? Oh, Cicero, I have seen tempests when the scolding winds have writhed the knotty oaks, and I have seen the ambitious ocean swell and rage and foam to be exalted with the threatening clouds. But never till tonight, never till now did I go through a tempest-dropping fire. Either there is a civil strife in heaven, or else the world, too saucy with the gods, incenses them to send destruction.
Why saw you anything more wonderful?
A common slave, you know him well by sight, held up his left hand, which did flame and burn like 20 torches joined, and yet his hand, not sensible of fire, remained unscorched. Besides, I had not since put up my sword against the Capitol. I met a lion, who glazed upon me and went surly by without annoying me. And there were drawn upon a heap 100 ghastly women, transformed with their fear, who swore they saw men, all in fire, walk up and down the streets. And yesterday the bird of night did sit even at noonday upon the marketplace, hooting and shrieking. When these prodigies do so conjointly meet, let not men say these are their reasons, they are natural. For I believe they are portentous things unto the climate that they point upon.
Indeed, it is a strange disposed time, that men may construe things after their fashion, clean from the purpose of the things themselves. Come Caesar to the Capitol tomorrow.
He does. For he did bid Antonius send word to you he would be there tomorrow.
Good night then, Casca. This disturbed sky is not to walk in.
Farewell, Cicero. Who's there? A Roman. Casca, by your voice. Your ear is good. Cassius, what night is this?
Very pleasing night to honest men.
Whoever knew the heavens menaced so?
Those that have known the earth so full of faults. For my part, I have walked about the streets, submitting me unto the perilous night, and thus unbraced, Casca, as you see, have bared my bosom to the thunderstorm. And when the cross-blue lightning seemed to open the breast of heaven, I did present myself even in the aim and very flash of it.
But wherefore did you so much tempt the heavens? It is the part of men to fear and tremble when the most mighty gods by tokens send such dreadful heralds to astonish us.
You are dull, Casca, and those sparks of life that should be in a Roman you do want, or else you use not. You look pale, and gaze, and put on fear, and cast yourself in wonder, to see the strange impatience of the heavens. But if you would consider the true cause, why all these fires, why all these gliding ghosts, why birds and beasts from quality and kind, why old men, fools, and children calculate, why all these things change from their ordinance, their natures and preformed faculties, to monstrous quality, why, you shall find that heaven hath infused them with these spirits to make them instruments of fear and warning unto some monstrous state. Now could I, Casca, name to thee a man most like this dreadful night, that thunders, lightens, opens graves, and roars as doth the lion in the Capitol? A man no mightier than thyself or me in personal action, yet prodigious grown and fearful as these strange eruptions are.
So notice here that Cassius starts to throw down the idea that perhaps all of these horrible omens. Why are these fires, these gliding ghosts, birds, and beasts? Why are they all changing from their ordinary way and behaving in monstrous manners? Why is it? Well, the heavens have infused them, these spirits, with to make them instruments of fear and warning unto some monstrous state. What monstrous state are they warning against? Well, Cassius would like for Casca to think that it is this tyranny of Julius Caesar. So he's kind of indicated, well, do you know any guy who is this monstrous and fearful? And then Casca's like, oh, you must mean Julius Caesar, don't you, Cassius?
Caesar that you mean. Is it not, Cassius?
Let it be who it is. For Romans now have thews and limbs like to their ancestors, but woe the while. Our fathers' minds are dead, and we are governed with our mothers' spirits. Our yoke and sufferance show us womanish.
Indeed. They say the senators tomorrow meet to establish Caesar as a king, and he shall wear his crown by sea and land in every place, save here in...
Now, I didn't mean to stop that so soon, but now Cassius also is disgusted by what he interprets as the apathy of the Roman people. He sees them as mere sheep who would blindly follow their leader into whatever dangers he might lead them. Now, metaphorically, Cassius is going to go on and say that he sees the people of the commoners of Rome as trash, rubbish, awful. He will even talk about here in a minute. And he says essentially that really recalling the image of fire, Cassius is really saying that all of these people, the Romans, become the base matter the fuel that would illuminate this vile, egotistical Julius Caesar.
I know where I will wear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius. Therein, ye gods, you make the weak most strong. Therein, ye gods, you tyrants do defeat. Nor stony tower, nor walls of beaten brass, nor airless dungeon, nor strong links of iron can be retentive to the strength of spirit. But life, being weary of these worldly bars, never lacks power to dismiss itself. If I know this, know all the world besides, that part of tyranny that I do bear, I can shake off at pleasure.
So can I. So every bondman in his own hand bears the power to cancel his captivity.
And why should Caesar be a tyrant then? Poor man. I know he would not be a wolf, but that he sees the Romans are but sheep. He were no lion, we're not Romans' hinds. Those that with haste will make a mighty fire begin it with weak straws. What trash is Rome, what rubbish, and what offal, when it serves for the base matter to illuminate so vile a thing as Caesar. But, oh, grief, where hast thou led me? I perhaps speak this before a willing bondman. Then I know my answer must be made. But I am armed, and dangers are to me indifferent.
You speak to Casca, and to such a man that is no fleering telltale. Hold, my hand. Be factious for redress of all these griefs, and I will set this foot of mine as far as who goes farthest.
There's a bargain made. Now know you, Casca, I have moved already some certain of the noblest-minded Romans to undergo with me an enterprise of honourable, dangerous consequence, and I do know, by this they stay for me in Pompey's porch, for now, this fearful night, there is no stir or walking in the streets, and the complexion of the element is feverish like the work we have in hand, most bloody, fiery, and most terrible.
So notice that Cassius is indicating that there is a plot at hand. And I just want you to notice that all of the men who are here starting to plot to eliminate Caesar, all of them were indebted to him for either pardoning them as prisoners of war and or placing them in high positions of honor. The meaning of friendship is an issue in this play. And here we see Caesar's so-called friends plot against him. They are going to use their position as Caesar's friends to get close enough to Caesar to kill him. Now, I'll go stop it a minute.
While, for here comes one in haste.
'Tis Cinna. I do know him by his gait. He is a friend. Cinna, where haste you so?
To find out who. Who's that? Metellus?
No, it is Casca, one incorporate to our attempts. Am I not stayed for, Cinna?
I am glad on't. What a fearful night is this. As 2 or 3 of us have seen strange sights.
Am I not stayed for? Tell me.
Yes, you are. Oh, Cassius, if you could but win the noble Brutus to our party.
Be you content? Good Cinna, take this paper, and look you lay it in the praetor's chair where Brutus may but find it, and throw this in at his window. Set this up with wax upon old Brutus' statue. All this done, repair to Pompey's porch where you shall find us. Is Decius Brutus and Trebonius there?
All but Metellus, and he's gone to seek you at your house. Well, I will hie and so bestow these papers as you bade me.
That done, repair to Pompey's theatre. Come, Casca. You and I will yet ere day see Brutus at his house. 3 parts of him is ours already, and the man entire upon the next encounter yields him ours.
Oh, he sits high in all the people's hearts, and that which would appear offence in us, his countenance, like richest alchemy, will change to virtue and to worthiness.
Him and his worth, and our great need of him, you have right well conceded. Let us go, for it is after midnight, and ere day we will awake him and be sure of him.
Cassius, having forged several letters meant to influence Brutus's decision to join the conspiracy, instructed Cinna to place the letters where Brutus will be sure to find them. Notice that Cinna exits to leave the letters in Brutus's office. And just as the conspirators are planning to destroy their friend Caesar, notice that these friends are plotting against their friend Brutus as well. Using dishonest means to persuade Brutus to join the group shows a blatant disregard for the true meaning of friendship. Brutus isn't being wooed into the conspiracy because of his sense of brotherhood and, coming from these other men. He's being used because the common people see him as noble, and his presence in the conspiracy is going to make this vile and immoral act of murder almost seem like it's acceptable, perhaps even teeming with virtue and worthiness.